today I come here and I just kind of like want to be a father. I feel like I'm so rich right now. I live in Colorado Springs. I got 7 kids. They all live there with 8 grandchildren. I feel like a patriarch, man. Like, God, this is... And I am. John Dawson said, people don't want to hear it, but God rules through family dynasties. I just thinking about Benny Hinn and the dynasty that rolls down on the double-portioned daughter. Benny hasn't seen anything yet. Do you realize, do you understand what I'm saying? People say, well, I don't want to have too many children. What are you talking about? Oh, this gets really touchy. I always touch this thing. Be fruitful and multiply, subdue the earth has never been rescinded. That's why I gave him 7 kids. I gave God 7 kids because I actually listened to a lie that I shouldn't have children for 3 years so I could do the ministry. And I'm thinking, what the heck? I regret those 3 years. I could have had 9. This is foreign language to your generation. My kids are saying, how did you do that? I didn't, my wife did. I mean, that gal's babysitting constantly. She's become a mother again, and she loves every minute of it. Hey, can I just say, moms rock the world. What if I would have stopped with 4 children? I'd never have Gloria, who's going to go to Kurdistan with her husband. She got married and has a honeymoon baby. And she's asking for another one right now. And I'm thinking, oh, she's got my DNA. See, I don't know if you know that I'm the 8th generation of preachers. I'm just sharing this. I don't know why I'm sharing this, because I said I'm going to be like a father. But I think we need to think differently. We need to think not my ministry, but generational. God is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He actually names himself that way. He's generational through and through. This gives meaning, even if your life seems so boring, that your son might be the multiplier of your seed. Sure, you're actually living for your children's dreams, not just your own. I am a student of my kids' dreams, more than they are. I had a boy, his name's Joseph. We named him Josiah, and he's a skateboarder kid. He was crazy, and about 8, 9 years old. I'm thinking, who is this guy? I couldn't understand him. In fact, when we were pregnant, we never did the ultrasound. We always did the prophetic guess. I'm there in Kansas City in Pasadena at the time. We said, if we're going to have a boy, we're going to name him Josiah. Next day, a guy walks into my living room. You shall have a boy, and his name shall be Josiah. And my wife comes home and says, this woman came into me and says, you shall have a boy, and you shall name his name Josiah. See, with your children, you name them, you frame them, you train them, and you claim them. This is totally off. You name them prophetically. Parents should have prophetic revelation even from birth. It's the dimensions of those. Now you can't force them into a mold, but you can be prophets. Name them, and then you frame them by the prophetic words over their lives. So my son, I'm teaching Josiah. I'm doing devotions with my kids. This is many years ago, and he was about 8 years old or something, a skateboarder, 10, I don't know, something like that. And I'm teaching them on Josiah in the Bible, who tore down the altars of Baal. And as I'm teaching this, suddenly Josiah comes out of his skateboarding mode into a heavenly perspective. And he says, who knows, Dad, one of his 3 boys may tear down the altars of Baal in America. And I'm freaking out. And immediately I knew this was a prophetic word over his life. He went back to being normal, but not me. I have prayed ever since that he would tear, that framed my intercessions for the, and he's gotten a dream put in his heart, a lot of opposition, that he would give the Himalayas to God through prayer walking, the Himalayas. And recently, they got a new house. They got these windows that face Pikes Peak in Colorado. And recently had a dream. And in the dream, a curtain was over the windows. And his wife pulls out the windows, pulls back the curtain. And instead of Pikes Peak, it's the Himalayas. And he hears the voice of the Lord say, you'll march in March.